Greetings, traveler. I'm about to show you a new additional Mythic Dawn armor set that the developers haven't revealed yet. And if this is really what it seems, for the first time in 20 years, we might finally be able to wear it without using console commands. All the details here unfold step by step, so if you want the full picture, it's better not to skip. Enjoy watching. Recently, while I was digging for some less obvious stuff for a video, which by the way, is already out on the channel, you can check it out right now, there's a card popping up above. I came across something honestly way too interesting, even kind of crazy in a good way, and I immediately knew I had to show this to you. Most of you already know what the Mythic Dawn outfit looks like in Skyblivion right now, but about 6 months ago, a new Mythic Dawn Assassin set appeared, and it was posted by a 3D artist named Nick Sohn. And this is where it gets interesting, because this doesn't look like some random guy just uploading stuff. If you check his profile, you can see he's already shared multiple pieces that were made specifically for Skyblivion. Not just one. We're talking leather armor, the Necromancer outfit, the Staff of Worms, Uriel Septim's robes, the Black Hand robe, even the Breville God armor. So my first thought was, alright, I need to dig deeper. I started going through his profile, checking what else he had, comparing dates, timelines, when things were posted. At the same time, I went to the official Skyblivion website to see if this Nick Sohn is listed as one of the developers. I went through the list, and he's not there. So I'm thinking, okay, either he's using a different name, or he's not part of the core team, and that immediately raises another question. Could this just be some random guy uploading other people's work as his own? Technically sure, but considering this is ArtStation, and we're talking about a project like Skyblivion, that feels unlikely. From what I know, stuff like that usually gets flagged pretty quickly. So my assumption here is that he was either working with them at some point, or at least contributed in some capacity. And then there was one more detail that really stood out to me, Mankar Cameron's robe. Because this same artist posted it about 2 years ago. Now some of you might say, wait, but the Skyblivion trailer that showed Mankar Cameron came out 3 years ago. And yeah, that's true, but the key thing is, in that trailer he was still wearing the old version of the outfit. The updated version came later, and what makes this even more interesting is that it lines up perfectly with a post from the Skyblivion developers on Reddit, where they also revealed Mankar Cameron's new robe around the same time, about 2 years ago. So at the very least, the timeline here starts to make sense. And this is where things start to get really interesting. This is what the new Mythic Dawn Assassin outfit looks like. And this is where it gets really interesting, because once I put all of this together, it started forming a very logical picture. First of all, this set looks very different from the standard Mythic Dawn outfit we're used to. And if we compare it to the official games, in Oblivion 2006, the Mythic Dawn outfit was basically just a simple cultist robe. Nothing particularly ceremonial about it. In Skyblivion, we're also seeing a more grounded, familiar version of that look. But this new set is something else entirely. It doesn't feel like a standard outfit meant for every cultist. It looks far more refined, more expensive, more ritualistic. And by the way, take a look at this detail. Those sun-like rays around the neck. They look very similar to the robe design from the Oblivion Remaster 2025. I don't think this set is meant for every Mythic Dawn Assassin in the game. To me, that just wouldn't make sense. If you really look at it, it doesn't even feel like proper combat gear, especially compared to the conjured armor the cult uses. It looks much more ceremonial, like it's not for a regular member, but for someone closer to the inner circle. Something more exclusive. 90% of people watch and simply leave, but you can choose differently and stay here with me and those who truly love the world of the Elder Scrolls. If you feel that this resonates with you, you can take a step that fewer than 1% choose to take and support the channel through sponsorship. This will allow me to fully focus on creating new formats and developing something that can become much bigger and more meaningful for all of you. And this goes beyond just videos. And how far this can go now depends on you. Thank you. And that's exactly where my main idea comes in. I think this outfit is most likely meant for Mankar Cameron's paradise. That's where I see it fitting the most. And the more I look at it, the more it actually starts to make sense. Because if you compare this set to Mankar Cameron's own robe, there are some clear similarities. First, the fabric, the patterns, the texture, then the gold elements. Mankar has those very distinctive golden shoulder details, and here we see a similar approach. just adapted into the Mythic Dawn symbol itself. And overall, the feel of the outfit, it's not just cultist clothing, it looks refined, clean, almost ceremonial, which is why I get the feeling this isn't just another set. It's something designed for a very specific place, a specific atmosphere, and a specific part of the game. On top of that, I also feel like this outfit could actually be wearable for the player, because you can clearly see separate pieces, gloves, the robe, the mask, the footwear, and they look like proper individual items you could equip. And if that's really the case, then honestly that's just insanely cool, because it would mean we can finally wear that Mythic Dawn gear. Something a lot of us have wanted for years, but the game never really allowed. And it's exactly these kinds of details that I personally love. The more we see from Skyblivion, the more it feels like this isn't just a remake, but a really deep, carefully crafted project with a lot of attention to detail. But I also want to be clear, this isn't an official confirmation or some kind of insider info. I don't have direct proof from the developers that this is exactly how it's going to be. This is just based on observations, timelines, and visual connections that I wanted to share with you. So now I'm really curious what you think about all of this. Do you also see the connection between this new assassin set and Mankar Cameron's robe? Make sure to let me know in the comments. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel even more, you can become a sponsor. It really helps me keep making content like this. See you in the next videos.